After evaluating our image with the histogram tool, we can start working on the edit. So let's close this property window. We are not going to need the histogram at the moment. We are going to take the first step and perform quick cleanup on our image. So to keep the original layer untouched, I'm going to duplicate it. I'm hitting Command J on the keyboard, and that way I have created a copy of my layer, and on this layer I'm going to start retouching the photograph. The quick cleanup is needed. As you can see, there are a little bit of these pixels, a little bit of this dirt. I want to completely get rid of this. So pixels like this, a little bit retouching on the face of the model is needed as well. To perform the cleanup, we are going to be working with the default healing tool in Photoshop, which is the spot healing brush. You can access it from the toolbar, that's this tool, or you can just hit J on your keyboard. J is the keyboard shortcut for the spot healing brush tool. Working with this tool is very easy. Let's just zoom in on the area that we want to retouch. To increase size of the brush, press right square bracket. If I press and hold, it will dynamically increase size of the brush. If I press left square bracket, I'm decreasing size of the brush. Keep the brush at approximately the size a little bit larger than the area you want to fix, and simply paint over this area. That way the spot healing brush blends pixels from the sampled area seamlessly with the target area. So I'm just going to quickly move over the whole image. It's not going to be time consuming, as there are very few elements to retouch. Since we are working on the male portrait, we don't have to spend a lot of time on retouching the photograph. With women's portrait, it's an entirely different story. So let's just quickly zoom out and pan around, and here I need to increase size of the brush to remove this part. If the element would be too large, we can use, instead of the spot healing brush tool, the stamp tool. To access the stamp tool, hit S on your keyboard. This way I have accessed stamp tool. It's positioned here in the toolbar menu. I have to decrease size of the brush, so I'm going to hit left square bracket, and the stamp tool works a little bit differently. I have to first select the pixels from the area, and those pixels selected by me will cover the spot that I want to fix. So to sample pixels, I'm hitting Alt on my keyboard. When I have the Alt pressed, I'm sampling pixels from this part, releasing Alt and moving over the area that I want to fix. Notice that I have opacity set as 60. That's why I had to paint few times over this area to cover it fully. If I hit 0 on my keyboard, I'm changing opacity to 100, and that way, if I want to get rid of this spot with the stamp tool, all I need to do is just sample from here, paint over the pixel that needed to be fixed, and with the opacity set as 100, the area will be covered immediately. So let's quickly pan around and search for more elements to fix. For example, this part here. I'm going to swap back to the spot healing brush tool, so I'm hitting J on my keyboard. I have to decrease size of the brush and just paint over this part to get rid of this red pixel. Okay, let's move further. I see this part here that can be retouched as well. Since it's a bit larger, I'm going to use stamp tool. So I'm hitting S on my keyboard, hitting right square bracket to make the size of my brush a little bit larger, sampling from this part of the image, releasing Alt and just painting over the area that needed to be fixed. You can swap between those tools depending on the particular area that you want to fix. The spot healing brush tool is faster because you don't have to sample. However, sometimes you would need to use stamp tool if the area that you want to fix is larger. Okay, at this point we are ready to move further. Can maybe fix these pieces of dirt here as well. I'm just going to do this very quickly. This one is a little bit annoying, but that's the beauty of those props. Okay, let's zoom out. And that way we have performed the quick edit and we are ready to move over to the next step.